Oh boy. Thursday, July 29th. Big day. We took uh we started with the remask mandate, or the mandate to remask from the CDC, even if you're vaccinated, if you go inside. Look, I don't understand why the um, advice was ever to unmask when you're inside. I certainly haven't. Um, if you're going inside where there's other people that you don't know, wear a mask. It's just not that. And I think that's going to be. I think that's just going to be the way things are. On public transport, we're just going to cover our faces. Um, and of course, you start to go this whole soliloquy about it, and then give up and just go, "This is stupid. I'll wear one because I'm told to by my employer. This is stupid." Yeah, 600,000 people dead is just stupid, Meghan. Um, your petulance about this whole virus is just is so predictable and stupid. So I barely even want to talk about this anymore. It's just wear your fucking mask and shut up. I've had it with all of them, the whole thing. And you wonder, where is this going to take us in the fall when the regular flu comes around? Well, it'll be like last year, where if we're all wearing our masks, we won't get the flu, because we didn't last year. And all the ladies on the panel are going to have to come to reckoning about whether or not they're going into the studio in the fall. Well, you know what? Depending on what happens with the virus, there's lots of things that are planned for the fall that might have to change. And that includes, in-person school. That includes all sorts of corporations that are planning on bringing people back into the offices after summer is over. Might not get to happen. And it might not be nationwide, but it's certainly going to be in specific hotspots, where the rules are going to change based on what is happening, which is really about the local behavior. I see you're very upset about what's the rules in DC because we have such a low rate. Well, if you want to keep it low, then you got to protect yourselves. Anyway, and as far as the view going into the studio, still don't understand why you all have to. I assume it's your choice. I don't know, but I don't know if you've watched other television, Meghan, but all sorts of other chat shows have got their primary hosts in studio. Sometimes the guests are on Zoom, sometimes they're in person. Everybody stays far apart. It's not that difficult to do. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of safety protocols, and there is a lot of coordination that goes into it, but it's doable. Anyway, so I guess you won't be around to find out. And then we go into nepotism. Surely something that you know something about. Here's a perfect example where you get to use your life example in your answer to the topic of the day. Look, these kids probably all know each other, and as acquaintances and artists, they are, they put together a project. I don't think anyone needed to respond to it. And I don't think this is something that's new. Children of famous people also know other children of famous people. They're friends of their parents, whatever. Sonny is making the rational point. What the talking point isn't about a meritocracy, because Hollywood and life is not a meritocracy. I mean, Sonny really hit it on the head. It's about access. And when you have connections in a particular industry, or I don't know, say a particular educational environment, you gain better access to things. this is part of the problem with the legacy enrollment in Ivy League schools, where if your parent went there, you get to go there. It perpetuates the cycle of who has access to um, people of means and people of power and influence. We all know you went to Columbia, and we know you didn't get there on merit, and that allowed you access further beyond your own name. Your name got you into the school, then the school gives you access to more stuff. It's a perpetuating cycle that, once you have the access, right? Once you have that privilege and you're afforded that, it opens the door for more. And the idea is that not to squelch people's access, but to provide the ability for more people to be lifted up into the realm of access. What you do with it when you get there is your own business. And you've traded on your name a lot more than you say you would have, because my father, your entire career. So you can't really say that you've made it all on your own once the door was opened. We've had that conversation before too. Then we talk about blended families, and of course, your family was the perfect family. We also did find out that you don't plan on running for president as a war hero. I don't think you're going to run for any government office. I don't think you've got the stones for that. Nor do you actually want to govern. You just want to complain about shit. And then we get to your books. It infuriates me just to even think about the content of that first one, The Lies That We Learned Through COVID, or whatever that the subtitle is to that book, where you say people were denied their basic rights, such as going to church. I don't know where it's written in the Constitution that you have a right to go to church. I guess I missed that article. But I'm confident that book is itself filled with lies and misinterpretations of the facts. It just boggles my mind that you fail to understand that rules and guidelines and regulations were put in place for the health and safety of Americans, and still, I don't even know what the number is anymore. I know it's over 650,000 people have died from COVID. And, I know you whine all the time about, there's other ways to die of COVID, and loneliness is one of them. And so it's just like, people needed to learn how to adapt. And we learned that people aren't very good at that. So I don't have a lot of faith that, the people that have unmasked indoors who are unvaccinated are going to remask. I'm hoping to see the signage change in the stores. I think it's kind of awful that we're leaving it up to retail employees to have to be the police on health and safety for people, and have to be the front lines of, the nincompoops ire. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to cover my face. Meghan McCain doesn't want to either. Insufferable.